this video, we will learn about data structures, stacks. So we will learn what a stack is and we'll directly get into writing programs for implementing a stack operation. Okay, stacks. A stack is a linear list. It has the elements one behind the other in a straight line. You may call that way. It is called as a LIFO list. What is LIFO list? Last in, first out. The element which is inserted at last. Suppose you have inserted 5 elements in the stack. When you try to remove one element from the stack, the last one which went inside the stack will be the first one to come out. That is called as popping out. Taking an element from the stack is called pop action. Inserting an element is called push. And the push and pop both takes place in one end of the stack, and that end is called as top. Okay. Now, what are the actions that you perform in a stack? You can push an item, you can pop an item, you can peek. What is peeking? Looking at the top. What is there on the top of the stack is called peeking. Display is viewing all the contents of the stack. Now, let us get into writing programs in a stack. Before we start writing a program, I'll just show you how a stack is implemented. Suppose you consider a stack as a list like this. This is a stack. It has 3 elements now. Now, how will you push an item inside the stack? You can say the stack dot append an element called 40. Now, where does this 40 get inserted? The 40 gets inserted at this end. You can print and check. Right? Now, when you add another item, again it's going to be pushed in this end. Now, let me try to pop out, that is, take out an element. Now, what happens? The last element which was pushed inside is the one which comes out. Again, when I say st.pop, which was the last before element which was implemented, that will come out. Right? 40 is popped out. Now, check what is there in the stack. 10 and 20. So you keep on popping the elements. Now, let me show you what happens. Then one more element is left out. That is popped out. Now I'll pop once again. Now it says pop from an empty list. Why does this condition happen? There are no more elements inside the stack, so an error occurs. This condition is called as underflow. What do you mean by underflow in a stack? When you try to pop out an element when the stack is empty, that is called as underflow. So whenever you wish to pop, you should make sure that the stack is not empty. If the stack is empty, you should not pop. Okay. So let us see how to write a program. I'll read out the question, then tell you how to write the program. Consider a list which stores 10 numbers. This is a list of 10 numbers. Write a program with separate user-defined functions. So you have to write user-defined function to perform push and pop. Traverse the content of the list. What do you mean by traversal? Visiting the content of the list. These 10 elements you have to visit and push the numbers into the stack which are divisible by 5. Pop and display the content of the stack. Now students, listen carefully. We are going to write a program. This is a compulsory question. In the board exam, you have a question for stacks. One will be based on list. It is a choice based question. So one will be based on list, one will be based on dictionary. So now let us learn how to write the program using this list. Now what is the first step? You have to write user defined functions. User defined functions for doing what? One for pushing the numbers and one for pop of the numbers. So you have to write 2 functions, def push, def pop. Now, there are no names given for the function. Suppose you have given push 5, pop st, some name given in the question. You have to strictly write that name in the program. If the name of the function is given, you have to write that name. Otherwise, you can give any name for the function. So what is step 1? I will tell you step by step. You have to copy this one, n equal to 2, 5, 10, 13. So this will be the first step of your program. N equal to 2, 5, 10, 19, 25, 32, 78, 90, 100, 102, something like this. We have a list of numbers in n. Now what are you going to create? You are going to create a stack. So let me declare a stack which is empty as of now. Okay. So already there is a list called n. I have declared an empty stack where I am going to push the elements. Now how am I going to push the elements? Def push. There is no name given for the function, so I am giving the name push. Put a colon. How to push elements inside a stack? You have to first go through the elements inside the list n for every element inside n. What do you mean by for every element? You're going to consider one number at a time. And what are you going to do? If the element is divisible by 5, so check if the number is divisible by 5, then you have to add that element to the stack. That is, push that element to the stack. How will you push an element? It is a list, so you have to give stack.append that element. So what will the system do? It will check number 2. If it is divisible by 5, it will append that element. So 2 will not be inserted, 5 will be inserted, then 10, then 25, 90, 100. These numbers alone will be inserted inside the stack. If you want, I'll print and show you. Print stack. We will check what are the contents. Actually, in the exam, you need not write this print statement. Next, what is the next function? Def pop. What are you going to pop? You are going to pop all the elements and print it on the screen. Now, when will you stop popping? When the list is empty, you have to stop. So, give this condition. While the stack is not equal to empty. When the stack is not empty, you have to pop the stack and print the element. So, print stack.pop. So, when the stack is not an empty list, you have to pop. Otherwise, when it comes out of the loop, you have to just print stack is empty and stop the program. Okay. Now, how will this program work? If you just stop writing this program, it will not work. So, you have to call these two functions. Now let me run this program and show you. See, what was the list first? Stack was initially an empty stack, then 5 was added, then 5, 10 was added, then 5, 10, 25 was added, 5, 10, 25, 90. Every time it is showing me, for 10 times it is printing. The stack is being run, this is being printed 10 times because I wanted to show you what happens every time. When it finds a multiple of 5, it will add. Otherwise, it will remain the same. Then 90 was found out, it was added. Then added. Then 100 was found out, it was added. The last one was not added because it was not a divisor of 5. Now, what happened then? The elements were popped out one by one. How is it popped? The last in element was the first out. So, first 100 was popped out, then 90, then 25, then 10, then 5, then finally it says stack is empty. So this is how you write a stack program. Very simple. Declare the function, declare the element which is given as given in the question paper. Then declare an empty stack. Write two functions for push and pop. For pushing, go through the element in the list one by one, add them according to the condition, add it. This print statement is not needed. I just gave it just to show you how that insertion is done. Okay, you can just print it once after this addition is done. Right, then pop, check if the stack is not empty and then pop it. Else stack is empty. What is the purpose of this else? When all the elements are popped out, finally the else will be executed and the message stack is empty will be given. Right? Now, this is one part of the question in the board exam. You will get the other question which is based on a dictionary. What is based on a dictionary? Consider a dictionary which contains names and marks as key value pairs of 6 students. Write a program to push the keys, that is the name of the student, where the mark is greater than 75. So let us first initialize. This will be actually given in the question paper. This one, student Anu, whose mark is 90. Student Bob, whose mark is 60. Leela, mark is 80. I'll finish it off with 3 students. John, 4 students maybe. 100. Right? Now we are going to go through this dictionary and add the names of students who have scored more than 75. So how many will be added? Anu will be added, Leela will be added, John should be added. Okay. Now what did I say? First line, you have to declare this statement as given in the question paper. What is the second step? Declare stack equal to empty list. Then what is the third step? Write the def push, and here you have to write def pop. Don't forget this. These are the basic statements. Now inside push, for how you wrote for list, same way you write for dictionary. For every element in dictionary. What do you mean by element? When you say element, you are referring to the key. But what are you going to check? You're going to check the value. If you want to check the value, you have to give D of the key, the dictionary name of key. If dictionary name of key is greater than or equal to 75, or if it is not equal to, just make it 75. If you find the mark that is a value more than 75, then add the name to the dictionary. So what did I tell you? The element stands for the key. D of element stands for the value. So which one are you going to add in the stack? The element. So just give stack dot append element. Right? Now let us print the content of the stack once it is created. Now how to pop the content? Pop coding is the same for both the programs. While the stack is not equal to empty, print stack dot pop. Pop the elements from the stack. Else, suppose the stack becomes empty, print stack is empty. Now, how to execute this function? Call the push function, call the pop function. Sometimes you will be given a question saying, declare 2 user-defined functions, push name, push student, pop student, declare a stack named student. Then in that case, give this name as student instead of this. Push student, pop student, whatever is mentioned in the question paper, give the names accordingly. Here it is not mentioned anywhere, so I have given my own names for this function, for the stack, for the dictionary, everything I have given my own names. If it is mentioned in the question paper, you have to do the same. See now what happened to the program. There were 4 students actually, but only 3 have scored more than 75. So all the 3 has now been added to the stack. Then after addition, after push operation, what has happened? Pop has happened. John is popped out, then Leela is popped out, then Anu is popped out. Finally, the stack is empty. That's it. Very simple. You can score these 3 marks very, very easily. If you have any doubts, post it in the comment section. Thank you.